Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams. Thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I know that I've been a little bit MIA again, but I don't want you to think that I haven't been creating, because I have been. It's just hasn't been projects that I can put on YouTube just yet. I'll be back in a few days with a layout share of a lot of projects that I have been working on that I can share. And then pretty soon you'll see what I have been working on kind of behind the scenes that I can't share just yet. But I do have a process video for you today. And this video is, or this layout is, that I will be creating today is using the Summer Fun collection from Echo Park Paper. And I don't know if you've got a chance to check this collection out, but if you haven't, it's definitely one that you will want to have for this summer. It's definitely one of my favorites from this past release that Echo Park just did. So I've pulled a few of my favorite pieces, and these are actually scraps. I've had a couple other projects that I've done with this collection, and then I just put a layout together with some of the bits and pieces that I had laying on my desk, and that's what we're going to work on today. So as you can see, here's some of the patterns, and these are just a few. I'll make sure and leave a link in the video notes so that you can see all of this collection. But I love the bright colors with the huge contrast of black. I think that that makes this collection just really stand out. So these are a few of the papers that I will be working with today. I have 3 photos that I have. These are from last summer. These photos are of my nephew, and when he was picking raspberries in his Grammy's raspberry patch. So I'm obviously pretty partial to this little guy, but I think he's pretty cute. So I have these 3 photos that I'm working with. I printed the bigger photos at, I believe they're 3x5. I'm not positive, but I think that they're 4x6. And then this photo is printed at 3x4. And I printed this one at 3x4, or at a smaller size, because I wanted the focus to remain on these 2 photos. But I still really liked the picture of the raspberries because it's not super evident in the photos of my nephew what he was up to, and so I liked the photos of the raspberries in there as well. And I chose this wood grain. This pattern paper is called Sweet Treats, and it's from the Summer Fun collection, as I mentioned. And then I've got this bright yellow pattern paper to go behind my photos. And on each end, I've cut the pattern paper into a pennant shape on both ends. And I'm just going to pull my laser square in here for just a second to make sure that I get this yellow pattern paper lined up. Okay. I've got my yellow pattern paper straight on there, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay my photos back on here. I'm not going to adhere them just yet because I wanted to put a little bit more color on this background. You guys know that I am a huge fan of color, and pretty much everything that I create has lots of color and lots of pattern paper. So I wanted to anchor the layout and add some color. with strips of pattern paper along the top and the bottom. Okay, and then I'm not going to adhere my photos just yet. I know that this is pretty close to the exact placement, but I want to make sure that I have room for my title and my journaling. And so the title on this layout I pulled from the chipboard sheet. And the title is just going to be Summer. To adhere my title, I am using mixed media adhesive. This is by Ranger, and it's called Multi-Medium Matte. And I'm using that for a couple of reasons. First off is that it's a really strong adhesive, so I know that I'm not going to find my chipboard pieces laying at the bottom of my sheet protector when we look through my albums in the coming months and years. And the second reason I like this adhesive is because if it oozes around the edge of my letters, it dries with a matte finish, so you won't see that adhesive. There won't be that shiny kind of discolored adhesive. It blends right into the background, so you can't even tell that it's there. Okay, so now I have my title in place. And as you saw earlier, I do have my journaling printed onto just white journaling, or just white printer paper. And I printed it out and put adhesive on the back of the strips and then put it on wax paper so that I could move the wax paper around my layout so that I could find the perfect placement for my journaling. And that's a technique that you'll see me use on almost everything that I create. Okay, so there's my journaling. And now I am ready to adhere my photos. And once again, I'm going to pull my laser square in here and just use it to just line up this center photo. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere the two main photos here on the side. So in this kind of awkward gap up here at the top, I have this Sweet Summertime die cut that fits perfectly. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that with just some fun foam. And then I have a few more stickers that I have here. Or I have a few more stickers that I cut from the Element sticker sheet. And I just cut those from the backing so that I can, for the same reason that I put my journaling strips on the wax paper, I just like to be able to move them around the layout just to see which placement I prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and put this cloud up here at the top. And I'm going to put the top half, adhere the top half of the cloud with fun foam, and then just go ahead and tuck the bottom of the cloud right underneath my photo. And then I have this Every Summer Has a Story sticker. I'm going to go ahead and put that just right here at the bottom of my raspberry photo. Make sure I still have my title in place. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere that chipboard right here, up here with the clouds. And I'm just going to add a little bit of extra adhesive to make sure that it stays in place. And then I'm going to create a little cluster of embellishment right here along the bottom to balance out this cluster up here. Okay, I had to run upstairs to my craft room to get a couple of things that I forgot to finish, that I needed to finish this layout. And while I was up there, I decided that I wanted to do a little bit of stitching on the tile. So what I've done here, I'll move it a little bit closer so that you can see, is that I've just taken black embroidery thread and I'm using all 6 strands, and I just poked holes and then made an X across the letters with the black thread. So I've got one more here that I will finish really quickly so you can see how I did that. It's super simple. This is a great way to make, not only to make a title stand out, but it also keeps those letters in place. So this is a great technique to use with chipboard letters, because they're the ones that I have the hardest time getting to stay in place even when I use adhesive sometimes. So just a simple X stitch. This only took me about, I'm not sure, it took me 10 minutes, maybe 10, probably 10 to 15 minutes, including poking the holes and stuff. Okay, so I've got that on to finish off my title. And I'm pretty much finished, but I wanted to add the date. And then I wanted to add in, there are a couple more die cuts that I have here. And there's this happy, I wanted to add that up here to balance out the black that I've got down here. That's another thing I did off camera, was I tied a little bit of that black embroidery thread onto the top of that tag. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this notes tab just right there. And I'm going to go ahead and staple that in place. And then put a couple of staples down here on that tag to bring some of that metal down to the bottom. And I'm going to add a few enamel dots. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is do a few ink splatters. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this packaging. This is just the chipboard, but I'm just using it to cover my photos. I've got some, actually there's one more stamp that I wanted to do before I do my ink splatters. This is just an older stamp from October Afternoon, and it's just got some summer sentiments on there. I don't know if you can see those. And I just want to add, this one says Endless Summer Days. Okay, now on to my ink splatters. And this is Heidi Swap Color Shine. This is in Peacock. So with that, I'm going to call this one finished. Thank you again for stopping by my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure that if you haven't hit that subscribe button, that you do so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And as always, if you enjoy this type of video, if you would give it the thumbs up so that both YouTube and I know what you would like to see from my channel in the future. So thanks again for stopping by. I'll see you again soon.